Hey, good morning, Wolfpack. You are listening to Mr. Larry Hunt, our guest speaker today. I want to say good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for weighing in. Good to hear you. Good to see. Awesome. I'm going to have each of you kind of introduce yourself a little bit. Just basically with your name and give a shout out to Mr. Hunt, who's our guest speaker here today. So I'm really excited about our first guest speaker series. It's kicking off today. Every 2 weeks, we're going to bring in someone from around the world. Today, we're traveling to Des Moines, Iowa. Where's Des Moines, Iowa? A little geography lesson, Mr. Hunt. You'll be able to share that with us later on. So anyway, we'll be as far as Des Moines, Iowa, or as close as Des Moines, Iowa, as far as Beirut, Lebanon, and also have a commitment for about 3 people who want to speak to us from Australia and down under. So, hey, we're excited to kick off our series. Thanks for being here, everybody. We've been pushing out our message. Before we begin today, before I introduce Mr. Larry Hunt, just once again, you know where the link is to schedule an appointment with me. I am booked until 1:30, excuse me. Yeah, 1:30. I'll be available 1:30 on. Maybe about 11 o'clock. I'm in bed at night, so maybe that's not a good time. But anyway, fill in the spot. I'll be available for you. Some of you may be wondering about when is my day next week, my face-to-face day. I've already talked to some of you, but not all of you. I will be texting that out this afternoon. So look for that. What is that day? There is a group of seniors, juniors on Tuesday. You know who you are. And some of you have been announced, or excuse me, have been notified of that already. So, hey, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce to all of you, and I would like, before we begin, after I introduce Mr. Hunt, is just go right down the line and just introduce yourself so he knows who's there and who's on and maybe how many are here with us today. That'd be awesome. So, anyway, Mr. Hunt comes to us live from Des Moines, Iowa. Actually, he is at his corporate, I'm going to call him corporate, Mr. Hunt. I like that word.
I like that.
All right. He's at his headquarters in Des Moines, Iowa. Actually, he lives in Clyde, which is a suburb of Des Moines. He's a very young 50-plus-year-old gentleman who has a vast array of experiences that I've asked him to share a little bit with you. He is a very successful entrepreneur, business owner of Roto-Rooter Division in Des Moines, Iowa, but he has much deeper of a story to share or some insight. I also want to encourage all of you, there's so much more about Mr. Hunt, he'll reveal that today. If you are interested in connecting with our guest speakers on a personal note or wish to, I want to send him an email, I will provide email contacts and phone numbers if the guest speakers don't mind to take your call. Right, Mr. Hunt?
Good to go.
Awesome. That's awesome. So
I'll take any and all.
All right, that's awesome. Well, without further ado, so if you're interested in connecting with him and hearing more about his story, I am, because I know his story inspires me. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce Mr. Larry Hunt. Take it away, Mr. Hunt.
Hey guys, good morning. How are you guys all?
I'm doing good. How are
Everybody
you?
hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think you played the podcast for a little bit. You guys know that what I do, and I have a plumbing and drain cleaning company. So I think everybody heard a little bit of that, right, Phil? Mr.
Yes,
Quinlan?
they did. Yes, they did.
So you guys have an idea on what we do here. You know, we're a plumbing drain cleaning company. We do also a restoration company. So there's a lot of different things that we do here. And but that's what we do. I always say this. This is the most important thing. This is one takeaway. It's what we do. It doesn't mean that's who you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Because whatever you guys choose to do, and I don't know, Kenneth and Natalie and Jasmine and Sean and who else do we have left? Skyla is here.
Yeah.
Okay. And David here.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are all in school, and you guys are all going to do something at some point, right? After you graduate, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Now, I don't know if you guys are going to be nurses or plumbers or electricians or doctors or teachers. It doesn't really matter, you know, what you do. It's who you are and how you carry your life, I think, is the most important. Because there's some people that when I talk to them, they will say, you know, I'll say, hey, what do you do? And they'll just say, hey, I'm just a teacher. I'm just a plumber. Well, that speaks volumes when you always add I'm just. You have to put I am. Okay, because whenever I see people, and I meet a lot of people across the United States, and whatever you choose for career, you got to make sure that it inspires you and you enjoy it. Because when you have to go to work every day, you might want to find something different to do. Because not every job is meant for everybody. Only round pegs go in round holes. I promise you. That'll continue your lifetime. But if you keep putting a square peg in a round hole, it doesn't fit. And we all, through hammers and through everything we try and do and pound it in there, they all don't fit all the time. So find something in your life that inspires you. You guys are all young, and I don't know if any of you are going to college. How many are going to college?
Me.
One.
Okay. Kenneth says him.
Okay, so one,
Who else out there?
I'm planning on it.
two.
Yeah.
David's three.
Kenneth, what are you gonna go? Who's going to college? Give me the names.
Kenneth, David. Who else?
Sean.
Trade
Okay.
school. Hey, Larry, we also got Brandon. Brandon says trade school too. So further their education, trade school, college, right?
I think trade school is huge, and I'll tell you what, guys. College wasn't for me, and not for everybody. And the ones it is for, like I have a son that's a freshman at Iowa State. That's awesome. That's what he's geared for, to be a CPA or whatever it is that he's going to be. But there's trade schools. There's so many other things out there that you can do without going to college and be successful. And but I'll tell you, when I hire people, and I've hired a lot of guys and worked with a lot of people, I always hire for character and I train for talent. I promise you that.
Say that one more time, would you?
I hire for character and I'll train for the talent.
What does that mean?
What that means is I hire for who they are, the person that they are. When I go in an interview, and I always tell people up front in the interview, I'm not for everybody. I tell them that right when they sit down, and they understand that part. And it's the talent part that we can train, but it's the character part and who they really are in life that you can't train for. They either got it or they don't have it. And as long as you have the character part, you can get through anything in life. No matter if you guys are going to be a doctor, a plumber, a lawyer, electrician. It doesn't matter what you guys choose to do. That's irrelevant. It's the character part that's going to get you through life.
Mr. Hunt, if you don't mind, a conversation, or I could just be quiet, get out of the way.
I like that. I like questions. Bring them.
Yeah, because I really think this is phenomenal, because now students we're listening to, an entrepreneur says, this is what I'm looking for in a trade school, workplace, college, huge. Now, turn the map around, Mr. Hunt. You're 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. Things ain't all that easy for you. You're a very highly successful, in the eyes of today's world, entrepreneur. Yeah. But it wasn't always that. You didn't live one day on top of the hill. What were some of your challenges as a child or as a young adolescent adult?
Well, you kind of know a little about where I'm going to go, though, don't you? That's the story you want to get.
And it's non-filtered.
Is that okay?
Yes, this is about what you want to share.
Hey guys, you know where I'm at.
Let me just ask, does everybody want to hear real, or do you want to hear sugarcoating fake?
Real.
Real. They want real.
Only real.
You want real. You're on.
Hey guys, you asked for it. I'll call the baby ugly, so here we go. See guys, I was a good athlete in high school and played football, and that was kind of my life. But also, that's kind of what I did. But who I was I started drinking and using at a young age, and in high school, and which led on into 30 years of my life, 17, 18, 19, and then, the story began. And one rest after next rest after another rest after being in trouble and relationships that you screwed up and people that you screw over. See, when you get caught up in that stuff, you really don't care who you use or what vehicle you have to get what you need in life, because it all becomes about you. And being young, all I want to do is satisfy my needs and who I am, because in the wake of the wreck, that's not my problem. I just care about taking care of me and feeding what I needed for me. And God chose that path for me, and He chose it wisely. Because it wasn't two times in jail or 3 or 4. 5 or 6. I was 8 times in jail, 300 stitches, vehicle wrecks, and going through tough times in life. And it's to where I reached the point, and it was April 21st, 1990. You guys weren't even around. You guys weren't even a twinkle in your daddy's eye. And that's when I chose that life for me had to come to an end. I came to a fork in the road, and I had to choose. Is that the way my life is going to be? Because I tell you what, it was a train wreck. Or am I going to completely turn my life around? And that happened in 1990. A big guy up in the sky kind of intervened in my life and asked me if I had enough, and I was ready to play for his team. And that's when I chose that. And that's when actually life really began for me. It wasn't easy, mind you, because success is not just handed to you. It's not easy. You have to work at it every single day. It's not something that you do for a couple, 2 or 3 weeks and go, man, that was a good run. No, I'm talking years. I'm talking years of discipline and walking the narrow path that is not mowed. Because a lot of people take that path that's mowed because it's easy, it's soft, it doesn't hurt. But you got to take the path where it's a little painful and it's a little disciplined. Because I tell you, you know, guys, dreams are only dreams until action's taken. So we all dream about what we want in life, but we don't do it because you don't do the work that it takes to be successful. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like grades, whatever you know, we all want A's, but here's the deal. We're playing video games and doing that, and I was guilty more than you guys, I promise you, of wanting things but not doing what it takes to get the grades that you need, or if you guys get a job, whatever you choose to do, get a job being a plumber or electrician or whatever it doesn't matter what you choose. You know, the only 2 things you guys are in control of is your attitude and your effort. I promise you. Those are the 2 things you're in control of, your attitude and effort. If you take care of those and do the work and do what's right, it'll all work out. Now, it might not work out on the timetable that you guys all want, because we all want instant success. We all want, and I'm guilty of that too, mind you. But I've learned as I've gotten older that it's not a microwave dinner that you're cooking. You're doing it the old school way. You got to go out and do it the hard way. You got to go out in the garden. You got to get the potatoes. You know what? You got to get the meat. It takes 3 or 4 hours, not 2.5 minutes. And that's part of success, that it's not overnight. It's a grind. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, I promise you. This is not going to be a sprint. Even when you guys get out of high school and you move on into college and you move on into whatever job you guys choose to, that it's going to be a grind. You're not going to start at the top, because I didn't. I started at the very bottom here 29 years ago, going on 30 years, in a van. And knowing that I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have a plan B. I didn't have college. I didn't have anything behind me. And what I knew was I just had to provide, and I had to do what I knew how to do. And that's work hard with a great attitude and make things happen. Now, it took quite a few years to get that. But what I've learned is patience, and it doesn't happen, it's steady. And you guys are all going to get hit with storms in your life. Every single one of you is going to get hit with a storm. It's how you choose to react, and what you choose to do after that is what's going to decide who you guys become. And you know, those
if you don't mind, I mean, you know, we'll kind of continue this dialogue. I think it's phenomenal, but you didn't start at the top of the hill.
No,
you didn't wake up one day and own this very successful business that you operate and expanding that you do. You had some work at a case of hustle, a bottle of want-to water. Can we open up? It's all right. We're going to do this informally. I call it organic. Does anybody at this moment have a burning question you want to throw at Mr. Hunt that, hey, you know what, tell us a little bit more about this or that? Let's open the floor. What do you say, Mr. Hunt? Open the floor to them?
Absolutely. I love questions.
Yeah. Come on, fire away, guys and gals. Love to hear from you.
I got nothing right now.
Thanks, though, David. That's fine. Anybody else have, hey, how did you blank? Or anybody?
No questions, Phil. They just want to listen. Yeah. Take notes. They just want to listen and take notes. That's okay.
Hey, I'm taking notes.
I'm taking notes too, because I got everybody's name written down here.
I got a question. You know, even though I've known you for a few years, and my encounter with Mr. Hunt is through a relationship with my brother. Just one of those great Americans that I met along a fence at a baseball game, right?
Yes, that's exactly how we met, at a baseball game, our son's baseball game.
Des Moines, Iowa is my second home. My kids tell me I have more friends in Iowa than I do in Michigan, so I guess I got to get
It's a great place.
But, let's talk about relationships in your life, Mr. Juan, about, how those have honed and how you have, you grow as a person, people you meet, place you go, and how many books and things you read. Because you didn't wake up one day and have this knowledge as CEO and owner of a business just based on, hey, I think I know. But what are those people that influence you along the way and relationships you've kind of built? How did that come into play to your success?
Well, the relationships I've had, I've got some guys that have been with me 20 years, 22 years, 18 years. So I've had guys that have been around me for a long time. And, as far as, there's a business sense that we're talking about and there's a personal. So the business-wise is, invest in people. It's not about the equipment, it's about your people and being there unconditionally. That's huge, because a lot of times when what hits the fan, hey, well, a lot of people turn the other way and go, that, not me. But you have to be there unconditionally is what I'm trying to say. And that means steady. That means those storms that I talked to you guys about 3 minutes ago, we're all going to get hit with them. And who's consistent in your life? And the key word is consistent. That is absolutely one thing that I believe that part of the reason why I'm successful is because I'm so consistent. And you can't waver. You have to go with your beliefs, and you can't waver. You have to press, and you have to move, and be there for people that go through tough times, and do the right thing. As a guy named Sean Quinlan says, do right for no one, right, Mr. Quinlan?
That's right. Yeah.
Do right for no one. Yep. That's a lot of it right there. And, it all comes. This whole thing is just done really, really well. But I've done the right thing for a lot of years. And it's like planting a garden, guys. There's some people plant a garden and 2 days later they're out there with a basket. Guess what, pal? You're not going to get anything yet. Be patient. Be consistent. Have sunshine. Have water. Have love. Have hope. I think that's one of the biggest things that we have to do. No matter what you choose to do, you have to lead, inspire, and motivate, whether you're a father or a husband, or you have an electrical shop, or you are working at an ice cream shop. Have a great attitude. You have to inspire and motivate. And that's what you have to do, any and all around you. That doesn't fit for everybody. That's not for everybody, mind you. Not everybody's going to fit in that category. Those are facts that I know.
No, that's so true. Thank you. And what you have in our room right now today live is some pretty amazing individuals.
Yeah.
Pick on them by name. And I'm going to tell you, it has a lot to do with your message to them. There's a young lady out there, I won't say her by name, who takes her laptop so she can work on during breaks while she's working.
Yeah.
So it's important for her to work at her studies at the same time, work. Now, we have people here who want to be welders and don't want to college. We have people who have hopes and dreams and aspirations. My last question, because we've got about 4 minutes left, is, those hopes and dreams and aspirations we have now, or 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, you shared some great insight about the garden, right?
Yes.
Be patient.
Yes.
Right. So what final message as we wrap up here, because I'd like to open the floor to some further questions as we wrap up. What could you tell someone who says, gosh, I'm working my butt off every day. It doesn't seem like it's coming to me.
Well, that's the part of the marathon. That's the grind. That's the overnight success that some people think they're going to have. There's people that have said to me, hey, you have this, you have that. Yeah, well, everybody can get what I get, but are you willing to do what I've done and make the sacrifice? So that's a great question for a lot of people, that some of them aren't going to do that. And as you guys go forward with being a welder or a teacher, I tell you one thing that I do know is you don't aspire to make a living, just aspire to make a difference in somebody's life. That's one of the biggest takeaways I can give you. And the living will always come, but aspire to make a difference in somebody's life. And it all fits. Now, you gotta figure out, though, what you choose. Life's a buffet. You might not want to be a welder. You might not want to be an electrician. You might not want to be a teacher. But you got to choose something that inspires you, that you have to love, that you have to want to go to work, not have to go. There's a difference. When you have to go, it's time to look for something different. Get the want ads out. Find something different. Get on Facebook posts. Find a different job. But when you have to go, you are not going to the right place. Because I tell you what, you take that home when you go home because life sucks, my job sucks. Guess what? Find something different to do then. Don't talk about it. Do it. Too many people talk. What you have to do. And that's the grind, and that's the marathon.
That's beautiful. Well spoken, my friend. I'd like them to introduce themselves before we go, just to let you know who's with us live here. Go ahead, guy. I'll let you take, hey, I'm so-and-so, and please introduce to Mr. Hunt your name and
what they want to do. What do they want to do?
What's that?
The name and what do they want to do?
I love it. So go ahead. Who's first?
I'm David Schillinger, and my dad's a landscaper and an excavation guy, and I think that's pretty fun, but I'm not for sure what I want to do when I grow up. I'm only in 8th grade, but so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave. That's awesome. Who's next?
Me.
Go ahead, me.
I'm Melissa. And I don't know what I want to do when I'm older, but as of right now, I just want to keep getting by and keep doing what I got to do.
Beautiful.
And this is
That's good.
How you doing? I'm Austin Pringle, and hopefully go to college and start, I don't know, hopefully a business or painting or construction.
Thank you, Austin.
I'll go. Okay. My name's Natalie, and I want to do some. Oh.
Sure, you're fine. Natalie's in the studio with me, so she's turning her brain. Go ahead.
Okay. My name's Natalie, and I want to do something with animals or as an inspirational speaker.
That's awesome. Thank you, Natalie. Sean, Brandon.
I'm Brandon. I'm trying to be a master mechanic and a farmer of some sorts.
And Brandon, most of these individuals are even working also, Mr. Hunt, too, so as Brandon is. Thank you, Brandon. Let's hear from, who else we got? We got Skyla and Sean, Jasmine, Jalea, Jelani.
My name is Skyla Sloan, and I kind of like cosmetology.
That's awesome. Thank you, Skyla. We've got about 3 more.
Yeah, and I want to do something.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jalea. It's kind of hard to hear. Turn your volume up.
I'm Julia, and I want to do something in the financial way.
Okay, thank you.
What was her name?
That was Jalea.
Jalea. Okay.
Jazz, how about you? Let's hear from you and Sean.
My name's Jasmine, and I want to be something to do with cats. I don't really know.
Did you hear that, Mr. Hunt? Jasmine?
Uh-uh.
It's kind of hard to hear. A little louder there, kiddo.
My name's Jasmine, and I want to be something to do with cats, but I don't know yet.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. I think we have 2 more. Jalea and Sean are in the house. Great to have everybody here today.
My internet cut out. And I don't know what I want to do.
A little louder, please. I think Kenneth, too.
I'm Jelani, and I don't know what I want to be.
That's okay, man. Thanks for weighing in, Jelani.
I'm Sean, and I want to be a welder.
It's awesome, Sean. And Sean, we hope you're feeling better, man. Good to see you here today. I know you're not feeling the best, but is there anybody else? I think we got everybody, Mr. Hunt.
No.
Kenneth.
Hey, we got a plethora across the board.
We got Kenneth. We got one more.
Kenneth.
Yeah. I want to be a mechanic working on vehicles. I don't know if I want to be a diesel mechanic or something.
Tell you what, that diesel mechanic is a great job. We actually got a guy through diesel mechanic school, and he's doing really, really well. That's a really good career to pick right there. I can tell you that.
Well, that concludes our team, Mr. Hunt. I'll let you wrap up, and then I'll have a few things as we wrap up. So,
well,
2 minutes.
You know, the gist, like I said, like earlier, was, you know, we all just got to be able to lead, inspire, and motivate. And the ones that don't know what you're going to do, that's okay, because that's why life's a buffet. Here's what you can do: is you can be the best student you can be for now. That stuff will come later in chapter 5. You guys are only in chapter 2. You still got 3 more chapters to read to kind of determine how the book's going to go. So for right now, sample everything, try everything. If you don't like it, don't go back. So if a welder's not for you, that's okay. You know, if cosmetology school is not for you, that's okay. But just sample everything in life. But here's the deal: just be good at it, work at it. Don't do half effort. Give it everything, so you actually give it a fair shake. Because a lot of times, you know, they might try something for 2-3 days, go, that's not for me. Try it for a little while. If it doesn't work for you, then that's okay. But I always say life's a buffet. Try everything. Just don't go to one little area and put something on your plate and have everything that, because it's like life. As I travel across the United States, and there's so much beauty out there that God created that we have to take in. And so just don't be settled one spot and think this is as good as it gets, because it's a whole world for you guys to explore. At your guys' age, tell you what, the sky's unlimited for what you guys can do if you choose to. And the highlight is if you choose to, because life's choices. It's the choices that you make. You're going to make some bad ones, as I shared with you. But that doesn't define who you are long term. That only might be a minor setback. And that's the part of the character that I talked about. So that goes back to character. And that's a lot about life. And it goes back to a grind of a marathon and not a sprint. Try everything, sample everything, dream dreams, but dreams are only dreams until action's taken, guys. So when you wake up and you have dreams, you better do something about it. Okay? So I wish you all the best. If you guys, Mr. Quinlan can give you my email address. If you guys got questions or want to email me, I'm open at any time. So.
That's beautiful. Mr. Larry Hunt, I'll be sharing this out with your contact information. It has been a great pleasure to have you, my friend, to be our guest today. I'm very proud of our G2S students who have joined us today. 13-14 is the highest we've had, so I really appreciate their efforts in being here. And hopefully your pearls of wisdom can take 1 or 2 things from them and maybe change the world today. Go forth. So, my friend, thank you, Mr. Larry Hunt. We're gonna end our broadcast. What's that?
I said you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
It's my honor.
All right, man. Hey, everybody else stay on the line, but until next week, it's everybody on Monday, but continue to stay connected. Blessings, my friend, Mr. Larry Hunt, a guest speaker on our virtual learning guest speaker series. Until next week, so long.